Hey, I am with Lance from Versus Evil. Lance, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad, thank you, man. How's PAX treating you?
PAX is great. It's nice, warm, welcoming Boston.
Speaking of warm and welcoming, what are some of the nicest experiences you've had at one of these conventions?
So I've been to quite a few of the PAXs, and I'll say some of the nicer things I've ever seen that I still love today is we get kids running up to the games and parents and stuff like that. Nothing like will make my heart feel better than seeing young kids or, I'm talking like little kids come out and play your game, get all excited about it, come talk to us, and they're like, your game was amazing, we love you. And it's like, oh, we love you guys too. Like, those things with kids, and they're truly like in love with it, all day, every day, it's amazing. Yep.
I feel like I say this is the best, like almost every time I walk away from a conversation here. We bring out anywhere from 20 to 40 developers of our own. And as you guys know, we work with some really amazing people that become our friends. And we have just so much fun, and we walk away feeling inspired, and we know how to help them with their game. Then you get to meet the fans, which is really awesome. So like even this morning, some guy came in and he was wearing like a shirt from 2 years ago that we had sold here, and he lifts up his arm, like his sleeve, and he has a big Hotline Miami tattoo that was really well done, and it just makes me feel really good.
We generally try to give bits of advice about how, say, a streamer or someone can approach a publisher or a developer, or even a developer can approach a publisher. What are some of the ways that you've noticed that have actually been good and genuine, if you have any stories like that?
Genuine. That is the number one word. Be just who you are. You can come up, you can introduce yourself. I don't know how to do it without making this sound weird, but like don't pitch yourself. Just talk about what you do. Talk about why, you're a little bit different. Let us get to know you just from like a casual interaction. If we're busy, don't like interrupt, I guess maybe that would be the real advice that I've got. There's so many different ways to do it where it is genuine. It's a conversation. And once we've said, hey, I'm Kate, I work here, and you've said who you are and where you work, we know what's going on already. So then, let's talk about woodworking after that, or let's talk about, what happened on the loading dock this morning, and, hey, you want to go grab some coffee? And so it all starts happening like that. So just be yourself.
I think one thing that publishers and developers love is transparency. It's really easy for, 8 hours a day for someone to come up to a game and just say, I like this, it's great, it was exciting. They'll hear that all day long. So for me, I like playing the game as a content creator, whether I'm streaming or editing or wherever, and giving true feedback about what I feel. You don't have to be negative about it, but you can say, hey, what's up? Not even mention streaming right away, just like, cool looking game, you should play it. Why, what's it like? Oh, I've played that game, because they like to hear comparisons too. And so playing the game and saying, what's this? How does it work? What does it remind you of? I like this, I don't like this. And so for me, talking to anyone out there, they're here because it's a passion project. They love the game. They want others to like the game too. So I like approaching them, playing the game to the best of my abilities and exploring everything. I love looking at everything in the game has to offer, the background, the foreground stuff, and giving that live feedback to them. That's why they're here, right? To make the game better.
Just in general, like if you're at a convention, talking or volunteering is always good, so you can like get with developers to talk to them about like what's going on with their games, with their company if they need help. Also, just like having business cards is good, and exchanging like social media stuff is always great as well. And just knowing who you want to talk to, kind of pre-planning that beforehand would be good. Yeah. So I would say if you're emailing someone about getting their game, letting them know, having the correct name. That's happened several times where I've gotten different names that we don't publish. Also, making sure that you have like relevant content that's on there. Like if I go to your channel, you haven't streamed in like 3 years, I probably wouldn't give you a game. And just making sure that it's not like a copy paste kind of email, because a lot of people will just like copy and paste the same thing, and it's obviously like that's how you can tell that they didn't look into it, because it's the same name for something else. So yeah.
I think it's really developer specific. There's a couple of developers who you can be a lot more chill with. If you want to play an indie game, you can just walk up to them and talk to them casually and mention things. But if you're going to talk with say like a larger company, it's always good to try and ask who the marketing manager is, try and find the right person, introduce yourself, and know your numbers, know your stats, know what you can provide. Keep in mind, these companies, they want to sponsor people because they want to get their brand out there. You need to make the job easy for them. You need to let them know, here's what I am, here's what I can do, here's what I can provide for you. what can you provide for me? Because you need to make sure everyone has to win in this. You don't want to be taken advantage of. You don't want the developer to be feeling used. As long as everyone wins and you know what you're doing in that regard with numbers and statistics and proper presentation, you'll pretty much have a much easier time getting things sorted or having a good interaction with a developer or with a manufacturer. Do it on the first day. It sounds like an odd tip, but the reason why I give this tip is because over the weekend, in Saturdays and Sundays in shows, especially in Australia, a lot of staff will send their marketing staff home. They get their weekends and want to have their weekends, and they'll have contracted event staff here. This isn't always the case, of course. I had a meeting today, and it's Saturday for Time Limits with a marketing staff member. That's not always possible. So always do your networking early on the quiet day so you can enjoy the show later on after that, and always remember to follow up. If you don't follow up, they're going to get 100, 200 cards over the weekend. They're not going to remember. Follow up and make yourself rememberable.